Hello and welcome to another cup of coffee with me, Sandy. I have got the most wonderful guest today, but first of all, let me show you, I am using my new tuna mug. Just a tuna is a cup of coffee with me. My guest today is talented, ambitious, feisty. She's in a man's world. She is successful, but there are so many parts to her. She's talented. But you know what? I'm going to introduce you to my guest today, and her name is MILADA FITZGERALD. And welcome to a cup of coffee with me, Sandy. How are you?
Hello, Sandy. Thank you for inviting me, first of all. It's my pleasure to be on your talk show.
You are so welcome. Really, I mean, I don't know where to start with you because, first of all, you're in a man's world. You are very high up in a man's world in the financial side. And yet there are so many other parts to you. But I want to just go back a little bit to where you started. How did you start?
Of course. Well, I grew up actually in Lithuania, and I started as everybody starts, in school. It starts in school. I think my passion and my determination all the time showed, through my life and through my school, and then after to university and obviously work career. But I think it all starts from your parents probably. And my father is a very successful businessman. My mom is a doctor as well. So from the point of view of parents, they definitely encouraged me and pushed me and guided me as much as possible from my childhood, and obviously then further into my adulthood as well. So definitely starts with the parents.
They succeeded tremendously. I mean, you are just amazing. You've got an accent, and I don't know where that accent comes from. Tell me, where were you born?
I was born in Lithuania.
Okay. And now you are worldwide. You travel all over, but you are based some of the time in Spain, some of the time in Europe.
Correct.
But you're in finance, I know. You help people with their financial problems. And this, for a young lady, it's magic to my ears because it didn't happen in my time. And I'm so proud to have somebody like you on. I used to have a program called Strong Women Along the Coast, and you would have fit completely into that because you are. But it's not only finance and business that you're in, because you've done something that I am completely fascinated, one of the things anyway, and that's a Toastmaster. How did you become a Toastmaster? Please tell me.
Well, first of all, you join the Toastmasters Club, which is, we are worldwide, and most of the clubs available in prime destinations like Marbella and Malaga. There's actually quite a lot of clubs in different regions. You just need obviously to look for a local club. And additionally, it comes to a little bit of maybe a passion and determination again that maybe I have, and other my fellow Toastmasters and fellow achievers, they have exactly the same. You need to have a passion for learning new things. So it's not that type of club, where it's only social and people come and just tell their life stories and have a little drink. We actually prepare for meetings. We actually study as well, in terms of we're given assignments and the books that we finished with our presentations, and it takes a lot of preparation and commitment as well, which is that's what it takes to become a Toastmaster.
And you are so successful at it. And how many female Toastmasters are there in the Andalusian area of Spain?
It's actually, I will start from the beginning, because the Toastmasters Club was created by men, and it was men only. And only in 19th century, in the middle of 19th century, women were allowed to join the clubs, which is quite, I wouldn't say unique, but it's quite
It is
in a lot
unique.
of, industries and clubs. This is actually happening, or used to happen. There are probably, I would say, a ratio of around 60 to 70% men still currently, to probably 30 to 40% women. And as I say, probably originally when, from the older times, women used to be at home and used to, take care of home and raise the kids, and men used to be the ones that needed to talk in public and effectively run the companies and be the breadwinners, which is now obviously everything changed. So that's the reason a lot of women, the same, women like myself, and even some women that are just passionate to talk and passionate about, presenting stuff, and they would like just to sound fluent and that they have no bother talking in public. So they definitely join our club and then learn a lot of things. Definitely, I'm actually going to Toastmasters tonight. One of our meetings is tonight, and I'm going to be Toast mistress of the evening as well. So
oh my goodness me! So I'm lucky. I'm lucky to have you on the program now. I used to go, when I lived in London, I went to a lot of functions because I was in the media, very much in television, and was invited to so many functions. And always there were Toastmasters, but
yes.
there was never one, and that was in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. There were no female Toastmasters that I ever came across. So for me, you are unique. You're successful, you're passionate, you're unique, but you've got another side to you as well, which again, here we've got this businesswoman, financial advisor, Toastmaster, and you are climbing mountains.
Correct,
You
yes.
are doing that why, how, and when.
Additionally, I'm a Rotarian, Sandy, as well. So okay. I'm actually in a Rotary Club as well. This is a worldwide, well-known charity club that we are collecting monies and doing different projects for different charity organizations, and it's a very, very well-known.
Worldwide. It's worldwide.
It's worldwide, yeah. It's very, very well known worldwide, especially in America. We're very big in America. But I think it comes down to, again, the type of personality I have is that I all the time wanted to be successful. I all the time wanted to actually, that you said when you were in 80s, 90s, and I grew up, I was born in 80s. So I grew up in 90s as well with a little bit of, I wouldn't say maybe discrimination, but maybe suppression of women. And I all the time thought that this is not fair. And I am very, very fair person. I'm very kind of black and white. That's probably why I'm a bit in business, because it's either good or bad, there is no middle ground with me. So that's the reason I wanted to actually make a difference. And that's the main thing. And I think there is a lot of, even people in power and people that are, making some kind of really important decisions for our society, and then not necessarily, I wouldn't say that their heart is in it. And that is the problem, and those people shouldn't be in power. So definitely just to make a difference, some kind of difference to this society with the Toastmasters Club. Again, we are. It helps you to be a good leader. It helps you to be a good presenter. It helps you to even find a contact with outside world, because some people are very shy to talk in public. So it really brings the best out of you and make you really open person to other individuals.
How does that help you mountain climbing? That's what I want to get to now.
Yes.
Let's talk about your mountain climbing and how you raise money for various charities, because you are involved with Rotary and other organizations as well. What made you decide to be on the sports side, mountain climbing? Because you've been climbing, from what I've heard, all over the world. So tell me about your mountain climbing.
Correct. Made one of my last speeches as well was about my 10-year challenge, as they called it. And when I was coming to my kind of mid-30s, I thought, decide what I want to do with my life. I have already a career that I worked really, really hard for. I have my diplomas. I have my the university diplomas. I have my diploma in financial planning and investment advice. What else I can study, or I can do something very, very challenging for myself. So I decided to do this 10-year challenge or 10 challenges, because with COVID, unfortunately, it extended. I was not able to do it like everybody else, any challenges or anything. So I started with actual Kilimanjaro climb. That was my first challenge, because I always wanted to go to Africa and never been to. And there was an event in my family, unfortunately, that my mother-in-law at the time, she had cancer, breast cancer, for like a third or fourth time already. So I thought it would be a really good idea not only to visit Africa, go to Kilimanjaro, but as well collect money for Cancer Research UK. And it actually worked out really well together. We done a great event that we held actually in Oliviers in La Cala. At the time, I believe it was the year 2016, from what I remember. And we collected over £3,000 that we donated to Cancer Research UK, and it was a great event. It was great experience as well. So not only, I was able to travel, but I was able to actually make a little bit of a difference.
Make a difference, absolutely.
Yeah.
What other mountains have you climbed? Where else have you been climbing?
Well, after Kilimanjaro, I actually wanted to challenge myself, because mountain, it is hard, and don't get me wrong, climbing mountains, especially with the altitude sickness. But I thought I'm going to challenge myself a little bit more. I never was a runner, and I really hated running, and I never could make myself run. And I thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sign up myself for a marathon. And we raised money for a local charity, Kudeka. And me and my colleague, we ran actually Paris Marathon in 2017. So that was one of the challenges that I really wanted to do. I done it, which is good. We accomplished. We collected funds for Kudeka, which is amazing as well. And it made me run. So it made me actually learn and try, and not that only try, but made me like
you
running.
Achieved again something.
Yes, exactly.
How long did it take you?
To train, it takes around 4 months. It was 4 months training. In fact, it was we started in December, and the run was in April. So it's 3 to 4 times running a week, and we're talking about the short term runs, which is anything between 3 to 5 kilometers. Mid-term runs, anything 5 to 10, and long runs, you need to increase them every week as you go. It was such a, I never thought that, when I was running in Fringarola in kind of circles, because there was not enough surface area to run, and we've done 37 kilometers, I thought I would never achieve this in my life. But it's all about training and about preparation and determination as well, just making yourself do that.
But then you've been to Morocco as well. Tell me
Correct,
about Morocco.
yeah. My next challenge was Toubkal in Morocco, in Atlas Mountains. One of the main things why I wanted to go there is a great culture, and just to see the culture of Morocco. And I heard that Berbers, which is the local people that live in the Atlas Mountains, they have great culture and great traditions and everything else. So I definitely wanted to visit. And once I knew there was Toubkal there, I thought, I need to do it as well. In the same.
I've just come back from Morocco, and I know about the Berbers, and I've seen and spoken with Berber men. And in fact, my one driver who took me around was an actual Berber.
Okay, wow.
Really charming, but educated. I never thought that they would be. And a girlfriend of mine here actually painted the blue men that live high up in the Atlas Mountains. Morocco is very close to my heart. I love it. I love it.
Indeed,
and
indeed.
What have you got in the future? What have you got planned for running or for mountain climbing? Or what is your next project that you want to achieve and to be successful? Because you are just full of success.
Thank you. Well, one of my dreams was my last project. It was to climb to Everest Base Camp, which I did this year in April. So that was one of my biggest kind of dreams, let's say, that I had. And then afterwards I was a bit confused because I come back in May from Everest base camp, and I was a bit confused what I want to do with myself. But then actually again Toastmasters made me think, because I needed to prepare a speech, and it made me think about the 10-year challenge, what I'm going to do next. And I actually decided to try to train myself to swim and cross the channel.
You didn't.
Yes.
You have done that?
No, I haven't done that yet, but that's my next challenge that I think, I will sign myself up for. So I want to swim the channel.
So are you a swimmer now?
Not really, no. I wasn't really a runner or a mountain climber either, but you just train yourself, and that's how it is. As long as you put your head down and you train hard. Mindset. Exactly, it's all about the mindset, and I believe I can do that. I can achieve that because I have achieved it previously many times, with mountain climbing and running as well.
Okay, but tell me how. If you say that you're not really a swimmer, how are you going to start? Or have you already started? Because the summer is over. We're now in the autumn time, and then we're going into the winter months. Are you going to be training in all kinds of weather? And correct. Where are you training? In Spain?
Yes, well, we are quite lucky still with the weather here in Spain in the winter, and it's only becomes a bit stormy in kind of March time, April, February, maybe a little bit rough. But we have still really good weather and quite quiet base as well for training. I already investigated that. And obviously the water temperature is not that bad, because after the summer, the water is still quite warm. If you would go even now on the beach, it's not bad, So definitely my training actually started this summer already in the swimming pool. So I started to do length, and it's just going to continue because I have signed up for a swimming club now, and I will be training with a swimming club, going and doing different lengths in the different areas, basically.
So, okay, that is going to happen when? When are you?
I'm thinking to be able, or to be ready, probably, I would say mid next year, I would say I would be ready.
So that is one project that's already in your head. Have you got one more that you are thinking about, or is it too far ahead?
For now, it's too far ahead, but actually, when I was at the Everest base camp, there were so many peaks in Himalaya mountains that really, really inspired me. And I actually been offered to climb I climbed one of the peaks, which is called Kalapata, which is 5,600 meters, because base camp is at 5,300. I climbed another 300 meters to one of the peaks there. And the other challenge that I really want to do, but as I say, I've been offered to climb another peak, but you needed to do the proper axe climbing. And I never done that in my life, so I didn't want to risk it. So I think on the card, swimming and a proper mountain axe climbing, that would be two of my next challenges, definitely.
I want to tell you, I know that you're motivated. I know that you're ambitious. I know that you're talented. But my goodness me, you really stretch yourself out as much as you can. I don't know how you fit business into it, and I'm not going to go into that as well. But for your next project of swimming, is that going to be for a charity as well?
Yes, that would be for a charity. I always do things for a charity. Last challenge that I've done, the Everest Base Camp, I have done it for a heart foundation. Because I had a personal deafened family, my sister passed away, and unfortunately from a heart condition. So I thought I will, when I'm going to go to Everest Base Camp, that's definitely something that I need to collect money for. And I had a challenge of 4,000 euros, so I set myself a target. And I pretty much achieved it. I collected 3,800 euros that I donated to a European Heart Foundation.
I think you are quite a magical young lady. I am so pleased to have had you on a cup of coffee with me to find out all about you. And I would love to have you back after you've done your swim, so that I don't work in the summer months. I'm very much a beach girl, and I just work in the winter months. But you will then have achieved your swim, and I would love to have you back to have a cup of coffee with me and tell me how you've achieved it, how long it took you, how difficult it was, and what else. I know that it's going to be, you're going to go back to Everest, but I'm sure that there will be other things that you are doing in between as well. So in the meantime, I just want to say thank you for joining me for a cup of coffee. It was a pleasure to have you here. And to my viewers, I have found MILADA so fascinating. I hope that you have as well. I'm very sure that you have. And MILADA, you will come back after you've done the swim.
Thank you, Sandy, for having me. It was a pleasure. And I would love to come back and tell you all about it.
Okay. Take care.
Take care, Sandy.
Look after yourself. And to my viewers, I say thank you for sharing your time with us again. Until the next cup of coffee with me, Sandy. Bye-bye and take care.